Hi, everybody. Let's see. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my platform. Those of you that are returning, those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I am going to be doing a reading for you guys today. So I hope everybody's had a good day. Please know that my readings are timeless. So whenever you get to this reading, there's going to be messages in here for you. Okay. All right. So we are calling upon our higher selves, the Most High God, the Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, the Ascended Masters, our spiritual team of highest light and resonance, our spirit guides, our guardian angels, the Galactic Federation of Light, and the archangels. And we're asking that they would put a protective shield around us, keeping us safe from all negative interference and all negative influences, or anyone or anything that would try to negatively impact this reading in any way. I pray for the highest light, the highest wisdom, the highest knowledge, and the highest truth to be revealed to me and my collective, and I pray for my subscribers. So make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you like the video, tap the notification bell, you guys. It really helps this platform. And I just want to say, God, thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for everything that you've done. And thank you for everything that you are going to do. Thank you for keeping us safe and for prospering this platform and for getting these messages out to the people that need to hear them. I love you. I love you. I love you. Higher self, most high. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you on the behalf of my collective as well. Okay. So by watching my readings, you are agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. If I talk about anything in the realms of health, follow up with a doctor if you feel like that resonates. If I talk about anything in the realms of legal, follow up with a lawyer, that type of thing, okay? So you're not just like, and please use your discernment. So you're not just applying random advice to your life. If you guys could get the likes up, I would really, really appreciate it. Please and thank you. Thank you guys in advance for liking the video. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. So I'm going to be talking about, and no bullying me, no bullying anybody in the chat, no bullying anybody in the comments. You'll get blocked, reported to God, and removed from the platform. Okay, so, I'm going to be talking about two books. The first, well, both of these books are, the links to them are in the description box below. The first book is called The Truth of God. It's an advanced intuitive living workbook, and it's written by Michael STEADMAN. Let's get the likes up, you guys. Thank you. So everyone's higher self is God. Okay, so let's see. The scope of the scope of God, you consciousness is infinite. All of your creations are particles of consciousness within your God mind. Your creation is never outside of yourself. It is always here and now within you, God, just like the human you closed your eyes and imagined all of this in your conscious mind. So you are God having this experience, not an extension or a part of. You are God not existing in the fullness, but God no less. And yeah, this book is going to help you guys. This is, I use this book every single day. Well, I use the techniques in it every single day. And so the first technique I'm going to talk about, I mean, there's so many more than these three, but you guys, like, literally, these are the best techniques. There's joy, love, grounding, breathing technique, prayer. I mean, this book covers just about everything. But the first technique is the God technique, which raises you out of your ego. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please and thank you. It raises you out of your ego into looking out through the lens of your higher self, so you can see things as they actually are and understand the bigger picture of things, so that you can not only go through the consciousness shift. When I've always been psychic, but for me, I always felt trapped in the psychic realm, unable to control what I was going through, the experiences that I was having. With the God technique, I was able to get unstuck in the psychic realm and raise into the frequency of God. So it's like in Doctor Strange, the Ancient One says something like, instead of fighting your demons, learn to live above them. So that's what this technique does. So basically, my consciousness at the beginning was way down here. Okay. And then it was a huge shift in consciousness. Now, the more that I do it, the less of that gap and shift in consciousness occurs. Okay. So it means the more that I am looking out through the eyes of God. The second technique is, and that's going to help you rise above things. The second technique is the joy versus anger technique, which is going to give you the ability to ask yes and no questions with God, your higher self, so you can get an immediate answer back, and then be living life being divinely led rather than just making random choices and hoping that it goes okay. My life before the joy versus anger technique was chaotic. Okay, I could have avoided a lot of tragedy had I just used that technique, but I didn't know about it, when I was younger. So it is what it is. But I'm grateful that I have this information now. This is why I'm sharing it with you. So as the joy versus anger technique was the most important and useful intuitive application in this book, the mind technique is of the greatest importance level, but designed to clear the negative mental and emotional baggage and beliefs that we are dragging around, which are influencing the reality that we are creating. And so you use the joy versus anger technique to do the mind technique, and that gets rid of the beliefs that are drawing in the experience that you don't want to experience anymore. The name of this book is called The Truth of God by Michael STEADMAN. It's an advanced intuitive living workbook. Check it out. The links to it are in the description box below. The second book I'm going to talk about is the book that I've written. It's called Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. And this book has different tarot card spreads for each of the major arcana cards. And for each of the major arcana cards, it's got its own tarot card spread and spell that goes along with it. And these are not spells you do on anybody else. They're just ones that you do on yourself with God and the Holy Spirit. Okay, so the first one is a 14 zodiac tarot card spread that takes you through the year. It also, you pull 2 cards for each position, and that will reveal your north node and your south node energies. Okay, your south node is like your ego, your north node is your destiny. And then the spell that goes along with the 14 zodiac spread is to step into one's destiny. Which one am I going to read for today? Okay, so I'll read the Emperor. I'm going to read the Hierophant from the Hierophant. Oh, thank you. Okay, I will get to your question in just one second. So the Hierophant is number 5. The answer is cautious, yes. Zodiac is Taurus. The Hierophant is well suited for a career in education, medicine, shamanism, spirituality, and religious leaders. The Hierophant can also represent a Hierophant group. And I don't know if I said, but this book is to help you learn how to read cards for yourself and for others. So all you need to get started with this book is the original Rider-Waite deck, RYDERWAITE. So yeah, the Hierophant group could be a secret society such as the 33-degree Masons or Skull and Bones group, for example. The overall energy of the Hierophant is spiritual growth. Teamwork is necessary for job contentment. The Hierophant is always watching out for ethical and moral conflicts. The need for social opinions affects the decisions of the Hierophant. So I'm going to read position. I think I've read all of these first ones. I'm going to read position 6. This card shows you what you are trying to obtain spiritually in this lifetime. Where does your current focus lie? Where is your conscious mind looking to expand its consciousness? In which ways are you seeking? The Hierophant within. Pay attention to the details of this card because it will speak volumes on what you have been working towards your entire life and on this current life path. If you pull the Star Tarot card for this position, then you will know you are in alignment with seeking and are being guided towards your highest potential by a North Node star. If you pull the Hierophant Tarot card for this position, you will know that you can initiate others into a healing modality. So that's just one of the tarot card positions. But again, I have all of the major arcana cards, which are the major transitions. And I have different tarot card spreads and spells. And then in the back of the book, there is a compendium of knowledge of what it could mean when the different major arcana cards come out together. So I'm just going to read a little bit from the Hierophant. The Hierophant tarot card in the reading could indicate that the Most High God is showing its hand or intervening on your behalf or on the behalf of whoever you're reading for. The Hierophant tarot card in a reading could also indicate that there is a Hierophant group involved with this situation. Hierophant groups can be anything from gangs, the mafia, covens, religion, the occult, the Freemasons, secret societies, such as Skull and Bones, Bohemian Grove, etc. If you pull the Hierophant tarot card with the Chariot tarot card, it could mean that someone from a Hierophant group, religion, cult, or secret society is also someone in law enforcement. If you pull the Hierophant Tarot card and then the Death Tarot card, it could indicate that an ending is coming to whatever organization or secret society, religious group, or negative collaboration against you. When you pull the Hierophant Tarot card with the Devil Tarot card, it can indicate that someone is in a position of authority, is corrupt, wicked, or under the influence of the negative forces associated with the devil. And it just keeps going on and on and on, you guys. But you get the gist. Check this out. It's called Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. It's going to help you guys a lot. The link to that is in the description box below. Okay. Oh, from Trinidad. God bless Trinidad, you guys. God bless wherever you guys are at. Okay, so what a great question, Dahlia Boo. All right, so why do I feel so blocked when talking and thinking about your childhood? Wow, I'm immediately seeing some type of vision here. Okay, so there is some type of buried trauma going on. I can already sense it, that there is some type of buried trauma. Now I would ask, like, is this about all of your childhood, or is it about a certain time frame? Because I'm getting that this trauma happened, let's see, 1-year-old, no, 2-year-old, no, 3-year-old. Yeah, it may have happened around 3 or 4, whatever this initial thing is. Okay. Also, like, just let you know, when you were 8 to 13, okay, interesting. So let me look at that time frame, because I'm getting something at 3 years old. I do feel like you were abducted and there was a veil put in at around 3, maybe 4, like in between 3 and 4. The Greys, our government, actually more than just our government, but a lot of governments have made a deal with the Greys to allow experimentation, but this is not really experimentation. It's like the Greys are figuring out how to access higher dimensions, and they're using specific, like, star children to do that. They also want to figure out how to reproduce, and that's part of what their experiment is. Okay, 8 to 13. Yeah, this feels like something that it could have had to do with, like, you not feeling free. It says, I release my wounds, create doubt. Because if your wounds are creating doubt, resentment, and guilt, so I work to free myself of darkness. I cast off negative thoughts, find peace in my heart, and discover the being of light within me. I do get that your abilities peaked around 13. For some reason, you've never felt free with your parents. Okay, so it does have to do with this. And I'm getting that you could have been having like spiritual like experiences from about maybe like 9 to 13. But then I get that they like really peaked around 13. So let's see what else comes out. Yeah, maybe you got in trouble. I'm getting that there was like a trauma at 8 years old where you got in trouble with your parents. Goodness, maybe they told you that you were not good or something. And again, we kind of have to forgive our parents for putting us through the shit that they put us through. It says, I overcome my imperfections, polish my character, and I feed on the positive. Thus I free myself, allow my goodness to manifest, and become a source of joy. Through gentleness, I offer unconditional support, understanding, and love to myself and to others, which is kind of what I was just talking about. You don't remember being 8 at all. Okay. So, like, what grade are you in the 8 when you're 8? Let me ask. What grade are you in when you're 8 years old?
Typically, an 8-year-old is in 3rd grade, but it can depend on their birthday and the school's cutoff dates. 3rd grade is usually for kids aged 8 to 9.
Okay, so 3rd grade. So do you not remember your 3rd grade teacher? Where I feel like at 13, you started holding your guard more. Yeah, you start standing up for yourself. Yeah. You could have been abducted when you were younger. Like, I was getting like around 3 years old. And that could have been the first trauma, because what they try to do when the Greys abduct you, again, when they're experimenting, they're trying to make it so you don't remember. And I think that whatever their experimentation does not work very well. Because I do feel like people remember. You do remember your teacher? Okay, good. This is going to be a focus point. Okay. So what I want you to do is start calling forward any memories that have been lost, or the ones that you know. Like, do you remember if you had a friend like you remember your teacher? Do you remember if you had a best friend at that time? Because what we want to do is we want to just start opening up the memory path that you have so that the memories can come forward. Really? You would get panic attacks. Oh, okay. So that could also be a trigger. Yeah, being left in the car. Absolutely. That is majorly a trigger, especially for any young person. And I know back in the day it was not such a big deal, but now it's like a huge deal. So I'm also getting that okay. What is it called? It's called like memory therapy. There's some type of it's like a hypnosis type thing that you can get, or it's memory recall, where you can start to recall memories. I would maybe like do when we're done, well, whenever you feel ready to do it, I would do a YouTube search on memory recall guided like visualizations, because I feel like you focusing in on first knowing your teacher, what school felt like, who, if you had a best friend, and then again calling forward the memories, because I get that there's just something that's it looks to me like a veil. So let me see if we can clear the veil. The thing is if I clear the energy of the veil and the memories start to come back to you, and the memories are not good memories, are you going to be okay with dealing with that? I feel like you're strong enough to deal with it. I do. I feel like you'll be able to heal as well. And you kind of just want to put the pieces back together, because I do feel like you were kind of psychically active as a child, or spiritually active. You feel so disconnected, especially being 8 to 13, and honestly your whole childhood. Yeah, it could feel almost like an out of body experience. Yeah, you're being told to remain calm. I think you being calm about whatever comes forward, because I do pick up that there's some major traumas. And what I'm getting is that, you know, it could be anything from being told something from your parents. Maybe you were taking responsibility for the way that they felt. It says, I breathe, live, and grow the light within me. I do one thing at a time and focus on my present moment. I cast off my doubts. All fear dissipates, and I find peace in my being. You do feel blocked in your throat chakra. I'm getting that it's this third eye, the throat chakra, and the crown chakra. So I'm going to take down. So do you want me to take down the veil? The veil is not something that's a positive thing. It's keeping you blocked, but I literally do get that when we clear it, you may get some type of memory. If the memory comes back and becomes too intense, we should develop like something that you can do. I would, if the memory comes back and it starts to just take over, and you're like, oh my gosh, like I've remembered things that I'd forgotten from a childhood that were like major things. And I was like, holy shit. When it comes forward, just make sure that you're remaining calm and that you're breathing, and that, you know, if it just depends on what type of person you are. If you're somebody that feels like channeling what you went through into like a piece of artwork helps, do that. If you're somebody that feels like doing a meditation, like going into a meditation, going om inside your mind over and over again, if that helps, I would do that. I would definitely make sure that you're grounded. So you'll want to make sure, let me just check your other chakras. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this down, because I get that it's more of the upper chakras that are being blocked. Okay, yeah, there was actually 3 veils. With the third one, I felt that the throat thing, that has to do with you being afraid to like, I want to say tell the truth. I know that sounds weird, but maybe you told your parents the truth about something and they didn't believe you. It could have been something that was supernatural, paranormal that you went through. Wow, that feels a lot lighter. But yeah, there's a fear of like of not being believed. That's what I want to say. It's not so much not being able to speak your truth, but it's not being believed. Okay, and that also goes for if you felt like somebody was abusing you and then you spoke on it, maybe you were just denied. I do feel like there is a disconnect with you and your parents. So the cards that just came out are inner work, which is what we're talking about right now. And then open to the universe. It says, God brings me ideal situations for my inner healing. As I become aware of my weaknesses, I turn them into strengths. I direct my thoughts towards the light and see the positive side of every stage of my life. Darkness turns into courage, thus I grow stronger. So, yeah, this is going to make you stronger. And opening to the universe, that gives me the extraterrestrial energy. I feel like you were very psychically active coming into this earth. So you've been being studied, okay? And also what the Greys were doing with their manipulative bullshit um, is basically trying to put up blockages so people can't remember being taken out of the universe that they started in and brought to another one. So, open to the universe says, I am discovering my worth and my abilities. I have confidence in my value and my potential. I reclaim my inner power. I accept and love myself completely. Thus, I am open to the divine light of the universe. Yeah, I think self love is what's going to heal this situation. But I do get that there may have been a few experiences that you went through, you know, from 8 to 13, or maybe 4 different experiences that is going to cause you to have to do some inner work. And that could just be like I strongly suggest you get the Truth of God book and use this book, okay, to do the inner work. But I feel like when you uncover these memories, try to look at it as detached as possible. Because I don't feel like reliving a horrible memory is going to be the best thing for you. But I do feel like there's some weird experimentation shit going on. And that's one reason that you don't remember um, that time frame. And I don't get that this is going to be something that's going to like end your family or anything, but like you gaining these memories back. But I do feel like it's going to make you feel even more disconnected from everyone. And that's why opening to the universe, knowing that the universe is within you and on the outside of you, that you're not alone. I mean, this type of thing has happened to many people, but it just looks a little bit different for you because I feel like the reason that you don't remember, you wrote the book on your bucket list, awesome. The reason that you don't remember is because you did not want to remember. That's basically part of it. And it could have been an experience that was very terrifying for you or one that you felt very uncomfortable. It could have to do, I don't know if you were afraid of the darkness or the dark, basically, but I get this path to light. This is like you gaining the memories back. And from a perspective, I want you to do it from a perspective to where you're not feeling like still like that inner child. I mean, we're calling forth the inner child to heal, but we're not taking on the perspective of feeling weak like a child because you're an adult now. And the thing why the Greys only abduct children that are young is because adults would fuck them up straight up. They like to get people when they're young. So it says, I make the conscious choice to move forward to the light one step at a time. I transform my weaknesses into strengths. Wow, it talked about that 2 or 3 times about transforming weaknesses into strengths. Because I do get a helpless feeling coming from your inner child. And so it feels, just remember that everything that you've gone through, you've survived. You're still alive. It happened to you, but it also happened for you. And once you understand that you being gifted, okay, that came out like twice as well. You being gifted is a very important thing to know about as to why you've gone through certain experiences. I also get that you've been the majority of your life, you've been very psychically active, like very open. And the lower chakras felt like they were not as open as the higher chakras, which usually it's the other way around because the lower chakras are like grounding, they're like security, safety. And I was feeling something with the throat chakra and with the root chakra. So let's go ahead and clear those chakras and rebalance. Okay, that feels better. I overcome obstacles with positivity and acceptance. I develop my gifts and extend my light to every being unconditionally. Yeah, so I think that doing the inner work would be like when you're calm, go within, and I know that they have some type of guided meditation that's like memory recall. And that's because I feel like there's a part of you that's remaining unhealed, and it's a part of your inner child, and it's because you told your mind, like you went through something so traumatic to the point where like it could have been a near death experience or something like that, but it was to the point where you told your mind, I do not want to remember this. Like that's the part, that's the important part for you to know about, so that you can kind of be like, okay, I do want to remember this only if it's for my highest and best good, and so that it can be healed so that I can move forward. Because I feel like the blockage is no longer there, but you just have to, like, you did this with a very strong intention, being very young, that I do not want to remember this, and that's what happened. So you are a very powerful creator, but I would be like, okay, anything that has happened in the past that I did, that I was saying to myself, I do not want to remember, I allow that to come back as it should, okay? And if it needs to, and I ask for total healing. And then when it does come back, I would just be like moving that energy into the energy of love, joy, and peace. Oh, I would do the God technique and rise above it. But since you don't have the book yet, you can focus on what the things that do bring you love, joy, and peace. And then whatever is there, you can say like, you could write it down and you could burn it and then release it. That's one way. That's one way for people that want to release things. That is one very effective way. And it sounds silly, but whenever it comes through, just know that it's better for you to remember things than to forget things, because you can always just like look at a memory and heal it and deal with it and release it and move forward. And then it doesn't have to be a blockage for you. Okay, what else does she need to know? So yeah, memory recall meditation. Serenity. This is what I'm talking about. Stay in a neutral space of serenity, to where whatever comes forward, you know that there is a higher part of you, a part of you, that your higher self, that is God. And by bringing the energy of whatever this is into that energy, it says through love, release and inner work. Love, release, and inner work. So that's three things. I know peace. I have a gentle view of life and welcome every step with confidence. I remain brave in the face of fear, and I have the wisdom to let the universe do its work. Yeah. So we had freedom, that the issue with freedom that needs to be released. The issue of somebody telling you that you were bad, again, that could have really hurt you. I feel like you staying calm when these memories come back and doing the inner work right then and there, not being like, oh, I'm driving, like start addressing it. Don't just try to shove it back down, because that's going to cause you more harm than anything, especially. And go within your mind and say, okay, I know that I said when I was a child that I don't want to remember this, but I forgive that. And then I renege on that. Now I'm realizing that I do want to remember. Open to the universe. Yeah. And you can break oaths that you've made, like literally, because that was kind of like an oath, like, do not let me remember. You can break oaths like that. A path to light. And that's what I'm talking about, taking whatever that is that's going on and taking it to the highest part of yourself, that love, joy, and peace. That will help alchemize the situation. I feel like once you do this, your inner child is going to be whole. I mean, I don't feel like it's not whole. I just feel like there was something that was blocking it. So yeah, once you do this stuff, your inner child is going to be whole, and you're going to be able to definitely move forward in a positive way. I feel like it'll make you stronger, just like how the cards were saying that. I absolutely, it'll make you stronger. Welcome everybody coming into the chat. Yeah. Yeah, if you're feeling not free and the freedom was the first card that came out, that would be something that I would look at and ask yourself, start asking yourself, why do I feel like I'm not free? And if you're getting like, if you get the answer like, oh, because at the age of 3 or 2 or, you know, I clear things all the way back from the moment I was conceived, sometimes, but like wherever it takes you, allow yourself to go to that, to look at that and be like, okay, well, is that helping me? Is that serving me? Because I literally feel like, oh, I know what could have happened. You could have been abducted, literally, like the Greys. That's what I was seeing. And that was a form of veiling, something that they did to not, so you wouldn't remember it. The thing is like, even if they did implant you with something, which I do get that they did, it's within your brain, or it could be like in your brain stem or around that. I don't know if you have sore necks a lot or stiff neck, but yeah, the thing that I'm feeling was that abduction, and it's like being tagged because you operate. See, the Gray they have technologies, yeah, about your parents telling you. I don't think that they would tell you no. And I feel like there's a big gap in between you and your parents. And so there's a lot of healing that needs to take place there. I was wondering, I was like, did she ever experience any type of devil worship or satanic sacrifice when she was younger? And I got that there was something, but it wasn't exactly that. Maybe it could have been something similar to that you witnessed. But I do feel like, yes, abducted by Grays. This is for Dahlia Boo. I'm answering her question. Yeah. So basically, why they abduct people is because our government and the other governments made an agreement with them to allow them to do that. But yeah, they're scientists. They want to know about the human system, and basically they want to hijack our abilities and then use our abilities to go into a new dimension. Like that's like literally verbatim what they want to do. So they tag people that are high vibrational, that have spiritual gifts and abilities, and they do know that the stuff runs through bloodlines. And the Greys are little, and like they're telepathic creatures, but they're artificial life. Yeah, I get that it was only like a few minutes, you know. You could have had a really bad dream. I know with my abduction, they tried to make me forget, but I didn't forget any of it. I get this from my ability that's connected to God. The one that I've always had, which is why I was abducted, so I know what it looks like when I see it with anybody else. But yeah, I also get that, you know, you doing a meditation, like I was saying, the guided memory recall meditation, or it could be a hypnosis. I really feel like that's going to work. Yes, I was abducted, absolutely. And my mother was abducted throughout her adult life and her childhood. Okay, a lot. But yeah. Welcome in, Fashionista. You felt really trapped with your parents. Yeah, that's why that freedom card came out. So I would be doing some introspection. Again, remember, it's called memory recall therapy, and they definitely have something on YouTube that you can listen to. I would watch a video about it so you can understand how it works, and then go into that hypnosis or meditation video when you are calm and you're rested and you feel good and strong. Go into that meditation, and it will uncover the rest of the things that you need to see. And literally, I would be going in with the intention of, okay, like higher self God, I only want the things that are for my highest and best good, the most important things for me to know about and see to come through. Okay, so for those of you that are new here, I don't think I mentioned it at the beginning, but if you send me a $20 super chat with your question, I will answer your question, okay? You're very welcome. That's going to definitely help you, okay? But knowing that you do have a high vibration and abilities is also going to help you. Okay, so yeah. Oh, by the way, the message that I have for you guys is so funny. It's like the media, with whatever the media is, like it's not just news channels and stuff like that. My citrine just fell over. It's like, well, it could be news channel, but it could be like other stuff. Whatever the media consists of, okay, has some type of plot right now to basically derail you guys off of focusing on yourselves. They want you guys to give them energy. I don't know if you've noticed that. God, why is there so many freaking pieces of hair attached to this sweater? The hell? Sorry, you guys. Like that was straight up bugging me. But yeah, I don't know if you guys know that or not. But right now, the media is trying to, I want to say like almost all of it is trying to energy harvest off of us. And it's causing things to be actually worse than they would be. I feel like there was an energy of chaos, but I wasn't necessarily getting that it was like from this type of thing. I didn't get where it was coming from the collective, which is everybody. So we're going to see, because I feel like you just knowing about, you know, like the media wanting to drain you of your energy, you knowing that, especially if you have a platform, okay, the media wants to make money off of you. I get that that's also something that's going on. Okay, so show us, what do we need to know about this situation? God, Holy Spirit, what does the collective need to know? I'm getting that like just by you ignoring whatever the triggers are in the media, you're going to not draw that situation into your life. Okay, King of Pentacles. Yeah, this is somebody that wants to stay on top financially. Whoever this person is that's like insisting that all of this stuff be pushed up in the media. Sorry to pop my ear. It could be related to, you know, the sensitive files and stuff like that. But I'm getting that they want to take the attention of the public right now for some reason, much more than ever before. And so this is why a lot of weird things are happening. Interesting that it's a Knight of Pentacles or a King of Pentacles. See, I even wanted to call him a knight. That's why I feel like it is inaccurate about this person. Queen of Cups. You guys are showing out the Queen of Cups. Okay, so like I said, this person thinks that you're naive. They think that you're super sweet, that you're able to be walked on. They want you to make a deal with them. You're like, no. You're like, I'm going to do my own thing, and that's fine. I literally get that whatever this media company is, they want, the type of energy that they want from us is like us to worship them, to spend all of our time and energy attached to whatever this is that they're saying. They're weird. They want to be worshipped. Seven of Pentacles. Maybe they're taking a major hit because people are starting to wake up. I feel like people are starting to wake up and realize that a lot of the stuff we're seeing is not neutral. It's very biased. It's very like one side or the other side. I don't know. It just feels to me like, yeah, the media is not getting the same amount of money or resources as they were for whatever reason. Maybe people are like literally being like, to hell with it, you know? I mean, I'm somebody that I can't even freaking watch the news because it triggers me and it upsets me, and so I just don't. But I know that if there's anything that I need to know about, the universe will show it to me. The world, literally. Okay, so somebody is looking at your worldwide influence. They're also wondering if you're about to move, if you're about to get a new car. I don't know why somebody is wanting to know that. Okay, what is up with this King of Pentacles being in the Seven of Pentacles? What is up with that? What the hell does that have to do with the collective? You could be getting ready to go on like vacation or travel, and this person is like, nah, stay where you're at, stay where you're at. Like, what the hell's wrong with them? Okay, so this King of Pentacles is obviously somebody that wants to control you. They want to control your finances, what you invest in, where you go. So a total control freak. And this person is like wanting to do this to a lot of people, not just you. It's like almost everybody. They want to be consuming their weird agendas and agreeing with it, and they feed off of the energy. Okay, so God, please show us what we need to see and then remove this situation. And we pull our energy back from the media. What the hell? Two of Swords. Yeah, this person's blocked. Something has happened. God did something. I think that this is like a divine intervening, divine timing type thing. But yeah, it's an intervention. This King of Pentacles was about to approach you for some stupid shit. And that's hilarious, dude. Okay, maybe they were going to try to bring something through the media, but whatever this is like been stopped. So you could be feeling like, oh, I was feeling so trapped, or so it put in anxiety with that, whatever was being put on the media, or just being brought to your awareness. I feel like this group of people that does this with TV to like mind control people, we're breaking free of this. This is what I'm seeing. Page of Wands. Yeah. Like this, you could have been being affected since you started watching TV when you were like way younger. And whatever this devil, because I heard somebody call it devil vision instead of television. And I was like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. Because everything is like meant to influence you, impact you. It's all like subliminal stuff too. Just like if you look at like the Super Bowl commercials, like those are all designed to like really get you to buy the services. And they're very expensive commercials. Dang, I'm glad that these didn't fall on the ground. Okay, so basically this person's blocked. The media is being blocked because they're all up under judgment. They were spinning some type of delusion about people that nobody wants to hear anymore. And I feel like you're over here like loving yourself and tapping into the love that God has for you. I also get that you guys could have a very loving family. And again, if they're sucked into the media, you know how people will get completely consumed, or we'll just go down rabbit holes. It could even be like a rabbit hole energy. We go down rabbit holes, you know. It's like, you know, this is what they want to do. These people that are behind the scenes, you know, making the agendas, they want everybody to start investing in spending all of their money. Like, I don't know why they've been on this shit, but they've been trying to do it in multiple different ways. And these commercials and stuff, it's just one form of mind control. It really is. So you're breaking free of that. A lot of people are. They're like, what the hell's wrong with this? Why have I been consuming this? I would always just pray about it. And if it doesn't make you feel good, don't watch it. Okay? Like if it's something that triggers you, go within and heal. And then I would say not to not watch things that trigger you. Unless you're somebody that's like, for me, it's a lot to trigger me. It takes a lot to trigger me when it comes to like TV and stuff. There are a few movies, you know, few things that I've seen where I'll just cry and be like, damn, I wish I never saw that. But it's also a blessing. There's been so many times where I've like had these crazy dreams and then I've seen them on TV. And I'm like, what the hell? I had a dream about that. It's weird. And that's why I think that these devices are telepathic. That's one reason. So look, you are loved by your family. You are loved by the people that you have made family. This may not be your traditional family, but this could be a group of friends, a group of colleagues, whatever. There are people that you feel that are family. I get that you can trust these people. Okay. Sometimes you don't have to know somebody for a very long time to know that you can trust them. Like people will usually show themselves to you, you know, almost right away. Yeah, so watch for red flags. Seven of wands. You know, somebody wants you to have to defend yourself being loved by God. That's ridiculous. God is going to do what God wants to do. I also feel like if you just have to like cut off whatever this draining source is on through the media that's trying to influence you, if you have to cut it off by turning the thing off or whatever, know that you just need to call your energy and your power back to you from all sources of media that may be trying to make money off of the public or mind control them or convince them to get these brands or whatever it is. Like, I don't care what the actual agenda is. It's stupid. And it's all about greed. It is. That's why I think it's dumb. The tower, literally. These people are already in the tower because of their wanting to put these delusions on the general public. Yeah, and they're losing money. People are not buying their shit anymore. Not like they were. And it could be because their prices went up too much. I'm sorry, but it's like where people were spending before when the economy was not as bad as it is right now, or the people before, it was like the prices matched what people were getting paid now. And so that if they wanted to get an extra streaming service or whatever this is like a commercial for, so if they wanted to get whatever that, they would have the extra money to get it. Now people just don't have the extra money and things have become so expensive. And I don't know why the economy, the market system is not realizing why they're losing, is because they have brought the prices up to an outrageous price and people will just go without, rather than having to be living in debt or broke or whatever. You know what I mean? So again, they're always pushing people to be spending all of their money. And if you have a lot of money, then spend your money on whatever you want. But like, this is like, I'm getting that this is for the majority of people that do not have a lot of money, that, you know, these companies are like trying to make it appealing, but it's still too expensive. Like, I'll give you a deal, I'll give you like 10% off, but it's like still too expensive. And so this is why the general public is not choosing, you know, and to go to whatever these things they're advertising. 8 of Cups, people are walking away. People are walking away disappointed, being like, yeah, you know what, I would get that, but like, I can't afford it. So now these companies in the media that's trying to drain us of everything, okay? Now these companies in the media, they really, really want our energy. They want it bad. And we report that shit to God. Like, why are they wanting our energy so bad? Why do they want us to come buy whatever this shit is? It's like just greed. That's literally it. 10 of Swords. Yeah, it's going to lead these people, these organizations, to be very broke. I mean, like, very betrayed, thinking like a victim. They're going to be like, oh, we have to shut down our headquarters because people didn't, da-da-da-da. And it's like, well, you made the shit too expensive. I don't know what to tell you. And it's literally like not anybody's fault but these people that run the media that decided to up the price on everything, and their shit was not that great. And so people are like, yeah, I'm not going to spend, you know, that extra money that I could be spending on gas or like food. I'm not going to spend that on this and that. Like, I don't need this and that. And that's where these people that are behind the media, they're taking a major hit. They're going to. I mean, what the fuck was they thinking? 4 of Wands. They're looking at like everybody else's completed projects and being like, damn, I should have invested in another field. No, they should have just not raised the fucking prices to an outrageous price. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please and thank you. I really appreciate you guys liking the video. It helps this platform so much, you guys, so we can reach as many people as possible. Please and thank you. But yeah, I feel like, oh my God, the 8 of Wands, you guys, the 10 of Swords to the 8 of Wands, that, if the Death card also had come out, That would look like somebody's fucking ghost, dude. Like, seriously. With it being the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Wands, that's a crossroad. That's thinking like a victim's. That's putting them in a direction where they can choose to do something else. But these companies are going to be closing down. A lot of them, especially the less energy that we give them. Because I feel like commercials and stuff like that are subliminal on some type of level, okay? And they're very influential. And it just seems to me like we're waking up from this spell. Like whatever it was that was trying to sell us, like we're not interested in buying the shit. Like that's what I'm getting. I'm also getting that you guys could have just completed a major goal. Like it could have been healing, it could have been going to school, it could have been getting a new job. So you're in the energy of temperance, which is Archangel Michael. All of your projects, your completed like works of art, all of this stuff that you guys have that you can celebrate with or for, Archangel Michael is protecting it. So yeah, the media can't influence us anymore. They can't mind control us, whatever the fuck it's called. They can't do any of that. They feel basically powerless and they know that they're losing. They're on the very losing side. Because we as a collective take our power and our energy back. King of Cups. Okay. And I feel like this person, this media shit, whatever this frequency is, it's like trying to force you to think something. I don't like it. This King of Cups is like somebody who's actually a wise person. Maybe this person advised these media companies to stop whatever this is. Yeah, the way that the King of Cups looks to me, it's like this person gives wise advice. I don't know if somebody was thinking, oh, well, I'll just take that person to court and sue them or whatever this stupid idea was. It's failed. And I also feel like these companies can sue whatever station they want to sue. They can do whatever they want. Just don't get involved. I feel like the more that we just detach and pull our energy and our power back, and the more that we stop feeding the beast, which is like these stupid companies, and I'm not dissing companies, but I'm like these major things that none of us, maybe people can't afford them, but they're mediocre. People don't want them. There's a lot of companies, a lot of fast food, a lot of stuff that, it's just going out of business. That's nobody's fault. They were probably advised by somebody about this, that they needed to lower their prices. People don't want to pay it anymore. I don't know what to tell them. It's literally that simple. But you're somebody that is very inspirational. You could be causing other people to awaken and to not, waste their time with whatever this crap is. Yeah, and not sacrifice themselves to look a certain type of way, or to be perceived as a certain type of way. It doesn't matter. Like, it's all about your energy. There is no name brand that you can wear that's going to make you look better than what your energy is already doing for you. Okay. So that's why it's important when it comes to energy. I call all my power and my energy back to me from all media sources and from everything. So the Hangman is about being like stuck in a position to where you can't move in one direction or the other. This King of Cups energy is going to be like, why these people have to leave their businesses. And it's going to be sad because it's going to be cutting a lot of people out of having a job. It's just, a shame that, I don't know, these people never thought that the divine realm would ever intervene on this. Like, you've got to be kidding. It's the abuse of technology. It really is. Eight of Swords. These people could end up going to jail because of their stupid choices. I feel like, that's on them. They're going to be restricted either way. Thank you so much, Fashionista. Yeah, if you guys have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I'll pause the collective reading and I'll answer your question. 10 of Wands. These people are going to be still carrying the burden. Okay. Because they can't get people to engage. I also feel like if there was like some type of witchcraft being done for these companies, the spell of that has broken. Yeah, strength is here. You're showing up stronger than these people. And I also feel like whatever this was has broken. Now it's a time to move forward and just forget all this nonsense. The moon. Yeah, these people are going to try to do something to fix it, but I don't think there's anything that they can do to fix it. They're just going to have to, you know, walk away defeated when it comes to not getting a bunch of business. 8 of Pentacles. The work that you're doing is helping the planet. The work that these people do is to drain the planet and everybody on it and to influence people. I also get that you could be a star. That could be your energy. Interesting. So you could have a very, very like skillful talent. Like you could be very skilled. You could play the piano, you could dance, you could sing, whatever this is. You could draw, paint, write. You have a talent. This work that you're doing with your talent is going to make you very, very strong. It's putting you into alignment. I feel like your guys' destiny. I also feel like there's something that's trying to keep me from speaking. So maybe that was an energy that these people don't want people disagreeing or something. Whatever this stupid spell work shit I'm picking up is over. 6 of Pentacles. They wanted everybody like this. Like that's what their intent was. We could pick up on that. I also feel like whatever these witches that work for these companies, you know, these witches and shit, like they're going to try to do something probably around the full moon, the next one, or yeah, the next one. They're probably going to try to do something to make their shit work so that people flock to them. But again, they're going to be rendered powerless. It's not going to work. Because this has gone on for quite some time. It's an abuse of technology. If there was such a crime, abuse of technology. Death. Like this is what I was saying. The moon, the 6 of Pentacles, the death. This is the end for these people. Well, the end of their business. It's not the end for them as people. It's just the end for these people that were big companies that, like I said, they wanted to try to take... Their agenda is to take advantage of people, not serve people. That's why people don't want to go to these fast food chains and whatever this other, you know, these companies like Walmart and shit like that. Ace of Swords. You're being protected. The general public is being protected, literally. When it comes to this type of crap, there was not protection 6 months ago. So I'm like, I think that this is a huge blessing for mankind to be protected from all of this stuff that was trying to influence us and harvest our energy. Like literally trying to, if you're watching something and it takes from you, call your energy back to you, please. Because that should not be happening. The death and the 4 of Swords, like I said, this is a permanent ending. That's so sad. But you know what? People just don't want to give their money away for things that are priced too high. 10 of Cups, which is understandable. Like you could have a family, you could have a friend group that's a family. Okay, whatever this is that you created, you're going to have a happily ever after. You're probably wanting to save money to buy a new home. Like that's completely reasonable. And so the media, because it's being starved out right now, it's going to become very desperate trying to put out stuff to get us to invest. Okay, I can tell you that right now. It's like desperate. These constructs were not made for long term. They were made for right now. And we need to start thinking long term. Yeah, happily ever after. 4 of Cups, literally. These people do a lot of shit out of just being bored. When they become more passionate about what they can get off of others rather than what it is that they're doing to sell to people, I also feel like any witchcraft at this time is going to be rendered basically powerless. I also get that, you know, it doesn't matter if these people try to sell their company. It's like if the changes are not made to the prices, then their company is going to die. Point blank period. They're going to have to let go of a lot of workers. And I knew that this was going to happen when like all of these companies started, what are they called? Like corporations, where they start, raising the wage that they pay people, and to an outlandish wage, like, or wage it, and maybe it's not outlandish. Like, I'm not dissing people that make good money, but that's what corporations were doing to try to get rid of the competition of like smaller businesses. And this is the backfire of that. It's part of the backfire of trying to do that. Like, oh, come work for us, we'll pay you this large amount. You know what I mean? Now these companies, they can't even pay their workers. Like, what the hell? What is this? But there is somebody that's running this shit that has not told everybody yet that it's shutting down, and they should have done that, because I feel like some of these companies not even going to be able to pay their own workers at the end of this. Emperor, this is what I'm saying. You're here to lead people. You could be healing a relationship with your higher self, or with, another. 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so again, this is just confirmation. It talks about a new job, but not being permanent. Because like I said, these people are not thinking long term. If they were thinking long term, they would lower their prices. Like, duh. They're thinking right now, what can I get the most? It's a very greedy, materialistic, self-centered, self-serving, rude and crude way of thinking. And these people are being shown that. So it says money affairs regain balance only after serious problems. Temporary financial gain only to lose it again. Friends may be insincere. This is what these people are going to have to deal with because of what they were trying to do to others. That's why you don't fuck with free will. You leave it alone. Use your own free will to think good things, but don't mess with anybody else's. It says that family and friends have helped all that they can. Yikes. Okay, so like I said, these people are running off of donations to keep their shit going. They're not going to get the donation. And just understand that when a lot of stuff comes in that's trying to get you to buy things, the reason that's happening is because they're trying to stimulate the market to get it. People spend a lot of money when they're stressed out and overworked and stimulated. I mean, this type of technique has worked for forever, however long that they've had TVs and commercials. 5 of Swords. These people, like what I was saying, they're putting the self-interest of themselves before everybody else, to the destruction of others. They should have told, some of these companies should have straight up already told their workers that they're not going to be able to pay them this next paycheck. Instead of keeping, this is what I'm talking about, greedy, evil. It's greedy, materialistic, self-centered, and fucking bullshit. It's a very bad way to be. These people are literally going to use these people for another couple weeks, and knowingly that they're not going to be able to pay them and that they're going to be shutting down. Like, you've got to be joking. That is so not right. That is so evil. And focused only on short-term game. And that's a gain. They think it's a game. They do. They're focused only on short-term gain. What they can get. Why are my words so weird? What they can get right now. Yeah, and they don't like anybody talking about this type of crap, but oh well. King of Wands. All of the competition that's out there, these people do not even know what's coming. They thought that you were the competition. They don't even realize that everybody else that's going to be put in the same boat as them is going to be competition to one another. You're not competition. You're over here an individual party where these people are all ganging up together with groups and organizations and other nonsense. They're all intertwined together. And this is why these people will suffer the same exact fate. It's like literally the end of their company. They could start doing something that was positive. And I get that these companies that have these corporations that have said they invested in charity, that charity is a fraud. And so they just invested taking money that's tax-free and giving it to an account that they'll then later illegally access. Okay, that's like literally what I'm getting. So these people could be getting found out about. You guys could be getting ready to meet a new person, or you could have a soul contract with the universe that's telling you to use your intuition and use your discernment when it comes to what you see on TV and what you hear in the media and from other people. Just use your discernment. Allow the gift that you already possess. Everybody has clairsentience, which is clear feeling, and feel things through. If there's a contract that's being offered to you, I feel like you could come into contact with somebody that you're going to fall deeply in love with. But I also get that this could be starting a new relationship, a new avenue. It could be starting something brand new. And so for some of you, this is going to be like a reuniting with your soul contract in the universe and what you're here to do. And for some of you, this is going to be an actual person. Maybe they already own a business. Yeah. The Emperor and the Two of Cups, like that to me looks like a love situation. And the Emperor, just ignore the fact that he looks old on the card. You can be an Emperor at 20, at 30. It's about your attitude. Five of Cups and your vibration. These people are in deep regret. They know that they've lost a valued relationship with the collective, okay, these companies. That's crazy. Disappointment in love relationships, the Five of Cups. That's crying over spilt milk. Nine of Pentacles, yeah, because you have to protect yourself so you can remain able to stand on your own 2 feet. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. I feel like that's a real important thing. You being able to stand on your own 2 feet, be yourself, and share your gifts and talents with the world. The Wheel of Fortune, because you being able to be stable and not needing all of this extra stuff, because I get that it's just stuff, and paying attention to what you put in your body, you're going to get the best success. You're going to have this Wheel of Fortune, which it looks to me like money, love, happiness, like justice. For all those people that thought that they were getting away with it, yeah, no, they're not. It's going to backfire epically. The Empress, that to me looks like you getting with this person is part of your justice. The Lovers, my goodness. Yeah, that's a love union. That's a love union. Also, you guys could be drawing in somebody that is also a Nine of Pentacles. And that just means that they're single, but they're able to stand on their own 2 feet. When you have 2 people that can do that together, it's a thriving relationship. It's a very abundant relationship. That's why the Wheel of Fortune, Justice, the Empress, and the Lovers, yeah, that is about a love union. Wherever you fit, whether being an Emperor or an Empress, this is the coming together of a very serious, very long-lasting relationship that's going to be divinely guided, okay? And so it could also be if you are an Emperor or an Empress, because again, we hold both masculine and feminine energies. If you were feeling like, well, like you were either the Emperor or the Empress, I would just go with your clear feeling, right? And see, what that Wheel of Fortune is. Because for some of you, that Wheel of Fortune is a loving relationship. It could be like that you could be an Empress that's in a relationship that's having more love be ignited. It could also be that. Or it could be the other way, being an Emperor and having that. Because the Lovers, the way that came out, it's like a love union that's going to affect the world in a positive way. I feel like people are going within and finding the answers to the things that were going on. I also get that these other people, just ignore them. Just do what you've been doing, you guys. Do what you were doing, whatever you were investing in. So I'm getting ready to shut the reading down. But if you come to the beginning of the reading when I first started, that's the best time to send your super chats in. Okay, and then I'll pause the collective reading and I will answer your question. But I am going to my other platform, which is called the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. You guys should check it out. All right, I will be going there next. But thank you guys for making it to the ending of this reading. Also, remember the 2 books that are in the description box below. The first one is The Truth of God by Michael STEADMAN. It's an advanced intuitive living workbook. And this is the book that changed my life because I've always been psychic. But, I felt trapped in the psychic realm. With the God technique, you can raise out of your ego into looking out through the eyes of your higher self. So you can see things from a bigger picture, and it helps you. Like my consciousness was like a huge gap at first, and then it got less and less and less. And then the joy versus anger is developing your intuition so you can ask yes and no questions, get an immediate answer back, and then make a decision that's being divinely led. And the joy versus anger technique is more accurate than like muscle testing or using a pendulum, which could give you false readings. So it says, as the joy versus anger technique was the most important and useful intuitive application in this book, the mind technique is of the same importance level, but designed to clear the negative mental and emotional baggage and beliefs that we are dragging around, which are influencing the reality that we're creating. So this is going to help you guys master yourselves, and it teaches you how to meditate. It teaches you so much stuff. The second book I'm going to talk about is the book that I've written, and Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. Okay, if you want to learn to read cards for yourself or for other people's, this is the book that you need. Well, all you need to get started is the original Rider-Waite deck, Ryderwaite. I would go ahead and get the one that's got the description on it, because it just makes it so much easier when you're learning to read the tarot to have the words right there, so you don't have to flip through a book or memorize it. So I'm going to just go randomly to, let's see, the High Priestess Tarot Card Spread. So I'm going to read position 5, the Torah. This card shows you your own Torah, the secret mystical. So I've created basically, with the major arcana cards, a different tarot card spread with positions for everything that you'll see on the major arcana card. And so you get to do a deep dive into the energy, and then you get to integrate with a spell, you get to integrate the archetype energy. So yeah, the Torah is a secret mystical knowledge that exists in the Torah, along with the authority that it grants with one's inner higher knowing, can be seen in the card that you pull for this position. A mastery of wisdom can be revealed in the card for this position. Any inner secrets that are golden pieces of knowledge and insight may be shown to you at the time that you pull the card for this position. If the card that you pull for this spot is a yes card, you can rest assured that you carry your own inner Torah within you, and that can be tapped into it at any time. So that's just one position, and it basically guides you, okay? The High Priestess Tarot Card Spell is for personal enlightenment. The Hierophant Tarot Card Spell is for manifesting lack into nothingness, so you get rid of lack. The Lovers is for drawing in love. The Chariot is for removing obstacles. So these are spells that you do with God and the Holy Spirit. The Temperance is for working with Archangel Michael. And in the back of the book, I have a compendium of knowledge. I'm going to read a little bit. So in the back, I have each of the major arcana cards and what it could mean when you get more than one of the major arcana cards coming out next to each other. So the High Priestess Tarot card is a spiritual practitioner card. The High Priestess is a self-initiatory and public initiation process. The High Priestess Tarot card indicates a spiritual seeker. If you pull the High Priestess Tarot card in the reverse, you can rest assured that you are dealing with a practitioner of spirituality. A dark practitioner, excuse me. If you pull the High Priestess Tarot card in the reverse and then you pull the Devil Tarot card, it indicates that the dark High Priestess serves or worships the demonic. When you pull the High Priestess and then pull the Moon Tarot card, it could indicate that someone is working with the moon to spiritually possess you. If you pull the High Priestess and then you pull the Hierophant Tarot card, it could indicate that a High Priestess has a teacher, coach, or mentor who is a Hierophant. If you pull the High Priestess Tarot card and it comes out with a Strength Tarot card, it indicates that the High Priestess is extremely powerful. And it just keeps going and going and going, but you guys get the gist. This book is going to help you learn to read cards for yourself and for others, you guys. So check it out. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being with me here today. So I'm going to be headed to my other platform, you guys, if you want to follow me over there. But yeah, I love you so much. Please like the video, you guys. Tap the notification bell. Make sure you're subscribed. And I'll see you in the next one, okay? All right, you guys. Have a good evening.